We're back and you're watching News Channel 3 live at 9 with coronavirus cases on the decline and more people getting vaccinated. Many companies are heading back to the office buildings, but some workers may be worried about how they can stay safe on the job. Charles Ewing is president and CEO of Ewing Moving and Storage, and Dr. Manoj Jain is an infectious disease specialist who helped Ewing's company with safety efforts. This morning we are live with both of them to learn more about how this came about. Gentlemen, welcome to Live at 9. Good to see you both. Charles Ewing, let's begin with you. It's important to keep employees safe, but for you, this was personal. How did this partnership come about and why?
Well, the partnership came about through the office of the mayor's office. Ken Moody called me and told me that they were putting this program together to try to educate the community about the COVID, about the virus. And so I immediately volunteered. I call myself the pilot of the pilot program. So I immediately volunteered to get the opportunity to bring the knowledge to my employees, and we did a Zoom conference. And all of my employees were there present and got an opportunity to get all of their questions answered, as well as knowledge shared with them by Dr. Jain and his team of experts. Which experts know all about this, and that's the best route to take, is get your information from the experts. And we were blessed to have the opportunity to get it from Dr. Jain.
And Dr. Jain, some people will say working on something like this, on a project like this with companies, just makes sense. What can we all learn from this?
So what's, Alex, critically important for people to know is that this virus can be asymptomatic and be spreading. Nearly 40% of the people will not know that they have the virus and they can be spreading. And it especially spreads in the workplace because people are working together. And yes, they can try to maintain some distance and masking, but you really have to think about doing testing. And that's what Charles and their team came along and they took on this project. And it's been really helpful. I'll say a number of other businesses have taken this up, as well as city government, city of Germantown, and obviously the city of Memphis have been doing the asymptomatic assurance testing as well.
And Charles Ewing, so many companies out there, not only here in Memphis, but across the nation for that matter, have dealt personally with COVID-19 cases. Was this something that you were kind of dealing with yourself, or what's your story there?
Well, when it was brought to my attention, I didn't have the virus, but I later adapted the virus and got the virus, and my team was ready with the knowledge that they had to put the action in place, to roll everything out, to keep anybody else from being affected by the virus within my company, to just keep it from just shutting us down. So we took all of the information we had gotten from Dr. Jain, started getting everybody tested. Everyone in the whole company, both Memphis and Nashville, were all tested. Everybody came back negative. We started immediately working with our sanitization program, our social distance, our masking in the office. A lot of times when you, in a small business, we're more like family here. So being a like family, we tend to be a little laxed. And so we tightened all of that up and started wearing masks within the office, as well as utilizing all of the sanitization that we could, hand sanitization, Lysol, just doing all the precautionary matters that we had learned from Dr. Jain and implementing them on a daily basis, and it kept COVID out of our company in its entirety.
And that's what I wanted to ask Dr. Jain about. Dr. Jain, help us paint that picture here. What can we do? A lot of us, even here at WREG, some folks are working at home, some people are back here at the station. But when that time comes for all of us to be back here, no matter where your company is, what can we do to really increase that safety for all employees and their bosses?
Sure. So I think the basic stuff that Charles talked about, yes, we got to keep our distance, wash our hands, and mask. The other thing that we want to introduce is the whole idea of regular testing. And that's what many businesses have done and found invaluable. So even let's take an example of the airport authority. I talked with Scott Brockman And he's talked about how that has really helped keep that airport authority, keep things going, especially the Operation Warp Speed for getting all of those vaccines out to folks. So what businesses have to think about is how to maintain the infection out of their workforce. In addition to the masking, the distancing, and the hand washing, we've got to be talking about regular testing. And certainly if anyone is having symptoms, make sure that they don't get and come to work. Rather, they go to a test site. We have plenty of availability to get tested.
And Dr. Jain, we're about out of time here. And what about concern about this new variant out there that's apparently originating from Brazil? Is it more contagious? Is it more deadly? What do we know about it?
So I'm very concerned about these new variants that are coming out of like Brazil. The one that we know a lot about is the one out of UK. And what we need to know is that it's highly transmissible. So that workplaces are going to become exceedingly, a place where the transmission can happen. So we've got to make sure that we take all the necessary precautions that we can.
Dr. Jain, Charles Ewing. Gentlemen, thank you very much for being with us on Live at 9. We do appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Alex, and always good to see you in Maryville. You're doing an excellent job. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Charles.
Thanks,
we
Alex.
appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
All right.